It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Mike Evans. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Bucks and the Raiders, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit.
One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go in Week 14. Good looking return here, and he's got room. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the seventh-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. From the 38. That's complete, Mike Evans. He's got a gain of 6 there. Jack Jones making that tackle. And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. Third down coming up. Running back sent in motion. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, here's Baker. This is caught by Trey Palmer. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead right away. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by the mustached quarterback from Washington State, Gardner Minshew.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean. All right, here we go. Second down. From the gun, Laube. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
throws will be caught by Adams. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
That one's on the mark, Jacoby Myers. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Complete to Jacoby Myers. A gain of 7. First down, Raiders.
A handoff for Madison, running left. Down the sideline, inside the 30. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
First and goal, Raiders.
They pick up 20 yards there. And now they have a first and goal. Inside handoff goes to Madison. Runs it in for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders finish off their opening drive. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders start off well to tie things 7-7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Set to return this, Trey Palmer. He's got a lane up past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. They're out and set, first and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Got Evans, it's complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10, here's Mayfield. Got his target, it's Otten. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. That was Tyree Wilson in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Baker now off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Mayfield on first and 10. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the Raiders' 32-yard line.
Irving here from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Baker now from the gun. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On the give, this is Irving. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. 3 yards on the run. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers break the tie here in the 1st. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop him either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. And among his touchdowns out of the backfield this season, this one is notable. On that last drive, he hit a benchmark that he's been pushing for. Running right, it's Madison. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Shotgun handoff to Laube. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Minshew on 1st down. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Minshew working from the gun. This is hauled in by Myers. This is ahead for about 5. Hauled down by Christian Izien. The Buccaneers add another DB. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, Minshew. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance in making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And it's been such an incredible season for him. As we play our final month of football, he's leading the NFL in passing yards. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of 1. Neither side separating much so far. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They have it 2nd and 4. Right back to Irving now. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
And the Buccaneers first down. First and 10.
Mayfield now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 36. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He breaks the tackle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jack Jones making that tackle. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
Once again, Irving. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This a 39-yarder from the left hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10, Minshew. And a man is there to knock that away. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And now it's 2nd down. Play action, it's Minshew. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Minshew setting up to throw. The screen pass falls incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Buccaneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And no one has been better than him at finding the end zone through the air all year. He's leading this league in passing touchdowns late in our season. Palmer coming in motion left. First down, here's Baker. That pass complete to Irving. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Here's the give to Irving. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Find Diablo there on the tackle. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
One of the tight ends in motion left. 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt meets him at the 28. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And it'll be Raider football. Throwing on first is Minshew. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
That's Mayer. He's got it. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, Minshew escapes the pocket, and he'll go down. The Bucks brought pressure and got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. A.J. Cole on the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneers and receiver Mike Evans headed back out. And as he approaches the 100-catch mark for the season, you can see that his pace has been among the best in the NFL so far. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 32 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Hauled in by Godwin. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now it's Irving. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Hits him on the in route. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down. Going with Irving here. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. White Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a 16-point ball game. It's a Rachaad White touchdown. McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flyer. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. It's the Raiders with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Minshew. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So 2nd down coming up. They've got a man in motion. On 2nd and 10 now, Minshew. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory. That's caught for the 1st. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Sticking in the air with Minshew. He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Still sticking with the passing game. Catch made over the middle. And he's in. Touchdown! The Raiders chop some of the lead off before the half. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Carlson now to add 1 more. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 10.
Raiders 14.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. On the return, here's Palmer. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Mayfield on 1st and 10. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Baker now from the gun. Got his target. It's Otten. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Timeout taken by the offense. They're second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets him around 6 there. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 47. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Baker throwing again. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll only have time for 1 play before halftime. All right, no more excitement here in this first half. He kneels this one down. Both teams head to the locker room. We've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead into the locker room. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour up north, Atlanta, paying a visit to Minnesota. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the 2nd quarter. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. Will Levis with a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Malik Neighbors, a touchdown reception. The Bucks were treated to a fine first half by their quarterback. That's Baker Mayfield. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out come the Raiders. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Minshew. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Just 1 play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Minshew on 1st down. That's caught. He finds Alan Lazard. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now the give to Laube. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
He easily had the yardage for a 1st, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Up the middle they go with Madison. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stop that time by Jamel Dean. 3rd and just 2 to go. Enough goes to Madison, running right. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. He'll get this one to Adams. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Stop that time by Jamel Dean. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Here's Minshew. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. And that brings up 4th and long. Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. This 42 yards from the right hash. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They've got first down from the 31. Handoff headed right, Irving. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 30-yard line.
Try the right side with White. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 4th and long. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. The give now to Madison. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, Laube. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Minshew working from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Play action, it's Minshew. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Makes the handoff, now Minshew. Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Working inside the red zone, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. Devontae Adams, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders tie this game up.
24-24.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. On the return, here's Palmer. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The home team, Bucky Irving, ready for their next possession. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Completes this one to Auden. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down, here's Baker. Short pass brought in. He's got a gain of 6 there. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Irving here from the gun. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Divine Diablo there on the tackle. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. They send the tight end in motion. Baker now off the play fake. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Mayfield now from the gun. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Baker now. Nice work by the back here, playing safety valve complete. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. It's been a high-scoring game so far, but we're still tied 24-all to begin the final frame. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Baker now from the gun. This ball's cut by Palmer. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
On the give, this is Irving. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Baker. This one's caught. And this one doesn't go far.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and short, Mayfield. He's on the move. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a 4th quarter lead. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers break that tie and now lead by 7. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here's Jones. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Raiders are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. That's Mayer. He's got it. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And this bullet falls to the ground.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They can revisit that play in the future.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. We have an injury timeout now, and it looks like it's for Alexander Madison, who got the worst of that previous play. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now first run of the game, Zamir White. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down. Out of the gun, Minshew. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Defense getting in on the fun, Brock, with that fourth quarter lead as they provide a nice little boost there with the pick six.
Yeah, you could feel some of the desperation of this offense. And when you get into that mode, it is danger time. Defenses love to take advantage of it. I always say to you, Kate, play fast but never in a hurry. You can't be rushed offensively because you can often be rushed into mistakes like that.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers double their lead to 14. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. On the return, here's Jones. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 37. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Minshew looking to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. On target to Godwin. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. From the gun, Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. White trying this straight ahead. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Here's the give to Irving. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Godwin sent in motion right. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You throw it in the middle of the field, it's all about anticipation and accuracy. I mean, those are the two keys all the time in my book, Kate. But when you throw it in the middle of the field with all of the traffic, that's where guys with great anticipation and that tremendous accuracy come to life.
And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Evans, the motion man here. From the red zone now. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers making a 3-score game in the 4th. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers stretch their lead to 21. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here's Jones. He's stopped on the return at the 27. And it's still largely a rough outline, Brock. Not a finalized picture just yet, but our playoffs are starting to take shape. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on first is Minshew. That one's complete over the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
3rd and short. Here's Minshew. Throw reeled in by Mayer. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Minshew on 1st down. Buys time, rolling right. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Offense up to the line fast. He's on the move. Ooh, he's calling his own number again. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Running right, it's Madison. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Minshew working from the gun. This throw is caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. Irving on the inside give. And he's brought down for a loss.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
Once again, Irving. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Going to the ground again on first. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Sound the cannons, baby! The Buccaneers win it here in Tampa. And this winning streak continues to grow as they claim their 4th victory in a row.